Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're continuing our read through of Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, and we just finished part 3 of the book. And you'll know, as the ending of all the other parts, that following the major section of the book, Brandon Sanderson has written what he calls interludes. The interludes in between part 3 and part 4 are going to be 3, and the first one we come to, interlude 7 in the book, focuses on a character named Baxil. Baxil is a thug, I guess you could say, but he and his cousin Av have been hired by a mysterious woman. As far as they're concerned, they think she seems like she's Macabaki. She has darker skin, but Baxil is just entranced by her beauty. So what do? They break into rich people's homes, and the mistress is what they call her. She destroys pieces of artwork. They don't ever steal anything, but she slashes paintings, she smashes statues and busts and carvings, and Av and Baxil just sort of chill and wait while she does it, and then they go on to the next rich person's home. And so Baxil's always very, very, very confused about what they're doing. There's something about Baxil, though. He's very timid. He's very fearful. And in the home that they're in currently, he's terrified that someone's going to see them. The mistress is very unconcerned. She walks where she needs to go and, does her destructive duty, I suppose. Well, Av and Baxil begin talking, and Baxil sort of says, I've decided something. And Av's like, what'd you decide? And he says, I think I'm going to try to find the old magic. And this has been brought up at least a couple times throughout the book so far. And what this old magic is in this specific instance, there is a creature that's called the Night Watcher. And he says, seems like I've got to do something with myself. I've never sought it out, you know. And they say every man gets one chance. Ask a boon of the Night Watcher. And then he asks Av, have you used yours? Av responds, no, I've not, but every member of my family has sought out the old magic, this Night Watcher, and has asked a boon from the Night Watcher. His response, though, is that the Night Watcher will give you the boon, but also will give you a curse in addition to it, and you never know what kind of curse you'll end up with. Baxil responds, well, then I'll make sure that I phrase my question perfectly. And Av says, it doesn't work that way. It's not a game. You ask a boon, she gives you what she feels you deserve, and then gives you a curse along with it. Sometimes related, sometimes not. So this Night Watcher, she receives a question from the person who has sought her out, and gives in response what she thinks you deserve, as well as a curse. So the question would be, why would anyone play this game? Baxil is curious to know, could he get what he wants? And it seems that what is motivating him to desire to ask a boon is that he has developed a crush on the mistress. He would love for her to view him more as just a lackey, as just muscles. He would like to potentially try to pursue a relationship with her. And he's decided that if he were to ask the Night Watcher for courage, that might be what helps push him over the edge. While they're talking, the mistress returns and makes a comment, perhaps I should get myself a shard blade, she said absently, putting the tool up on her shoulder. That may make this too easy. And Baxil says, I wouldn't mind if it was too easy, mistress. She sniffed and walked back down the hallway and proceeds to begin smashing a statue. Baxil goes, there are definitely going to be people who are going to hear that, even though we're trying to sneak around. He asks the question, though, to Av. He says, why does she do this? Why do we sneak into people's homes? Why does she smash stuff and destroy artwork? And we never steal anything. That's all we do. He says, don't know. Maybe you should ask her. Baxil responds, I thought you said I should never do that. And he says, it depends. How attached are you to your limbs? Baxil responds, I'm rather attached to my limbs. Says, well, if you ever want that to change, start asking the mistress prying questions. Until then, I would suggest shutting up. Baxil said nothing further. The old magic, though, he thought, it could change me. I will go looking for it. Knowing his luck, though, he decides that he won't be able to find it. So he sighs, resting along the wall, as muted thuds continue to come from the mistress's direction. So who is this character, Baxil? I don't think it really matters that much. Again, these interludes are oftentimes side characters to help paint the world, also to help introduce individuals. And I think the focus that we need to take from this is the mistress. Who is this individual, and why is she so motivated in destroying artwork, destroying statues, seemingly? And so that is a huge takeaway. This character, and I'll let you know, this character will return. There's a reason this character is doing something, so hang in there. But also this sort of lore about the old magic and the Night Watcher granting boons and also granting curses along with it. That is important moving forward. So just know, hold on to those as we're reading through this. But that was the interlude number 7, focusing on Baxil. So we'll wrap it up there. We'll get back in the next video with the next interlude. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. And you can like and subscribe to the channel if you are interested. But until the next video, take care.